I'm co-host James Ash.
And I'm co-host Phil Scaife.
Welcome to the Business Lockdown.
So welcome to today's episode of the Business Lockdown with me, Phil Scaife, and Katrina Atkinson. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
So Katrina has got many businesses and experiences under her belt, from internationally running a large travel agency, and then moving into wellness and well-being as a beauty therapist with your own business, multi-award winning, I'm aware, own signature range of treatments, and a travel expert and an all-round nice person. So an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, Katrina.
Thank you. I might be an all-round person, but I've got no qualifications in terms of education. But it goes to show it doesn't mean anything, does it? Yes,
Absolutely.
It's good if you've got it, your degrees, but it's all about what's up here, determination, and what you're focused on.
Yeah, we are not qualification snobs. Absolutely.
No, it's a good job. That's why I'm on it.
So let's start at the beginning. I believe you started working life with Thomas Cook.
Yeah, I started back in 1985, working for the ILG group, Intersun Lancaster Global, which was the second largest UK tour operator. And I applied to work as a representative because I was in a dead-end job. I left school with no qualifications, but I wanted a motorbike. So to get a motorbike, I had to work. So I just got any job that was available, and I got a little job in a little factory making bed legs. But the money was very good. In fact, when I did get the job with ILG, Lancaster Holidays, what I was getting a month, I was getting a week in my factory job. But it wasn't about money, it was about fulfilling a dream that I wanted from being a little girl. After a couple of years working in this little factory, I paid my motorbike off, and I got to the stage where I wanted more. So I did a secretarial course, and my father paid for that for me, because he thought it was more important than me paying my own money to do it. I passed with honours, but I didn't do nothing about it. Going into an office, I didn't have that confidence, but I still wanted to do more. So I applied to be a representative, because a good friend of mine was working for ILG, and she said, they want kiddie reps. I went, kiddie reps? Yeah. I said, I don't like kids. Yeah, but just get in, they'll get you in the door. So I applied to them, and they said, no, you haven't got any nursing qualifications. I said, oh, no. I said, can you speak a language? I said, no. I said, well, you need to speak a language to get through the application process. So I put the phone down, started thinking about it, and I thought, so if I could speak a language, it means I could get an interview. So I rang round all these different sort of language teachers who did it privately, and I managed to get myself on a course for 6 weeks to speak the language. So I called Intersun, and I told them, the lady I spoke to, I said, if I can speak Spanish fluently or conversationally in the next month, would you be able to take me for an interview? She said, if you can do that, yes. So I did. I went down to London. I was very early. Went into the ILG office, and I was looking for this lady. I didn't realise she was a big boss. And they said, who are you looking for? I said, oh, I've got an interview, but I want to speak to Maureen. She's in a meeting. Would you like to wait in the waiting room? I said, oh, okay. And I thought, oh, and all these people were coming in, hi, hello, hi, where are you from? I said, from Hull. Where are you from? I'm from London. What have you been doing? Oh, I've just left university, travel and tourism. Someone else come in. What have you been doing? BA. I went, oh, what are you doing? I said, I'm at bed legs. Oh no. So my confidence was going down and down. I'm thinking, oh, no, this is not going very well. And then the door opened. It was this lady, Maureen. I went, encantada de conocerle. You are? I said, pleased to meet you. I don't speak Spanish. I went, Oh, I said, I'm really nervous. She said, no, be yourself. And I was myself. But I didn't get the job.
Oh,
I
right.
stayed there for 6 hours doing these role plays, and I didn't get the job. And I was absolutely devastated. So I called them and I asked them why I didn't get the job. They said my Spanish let me down. So I said, well, what can I do? Speak it fluently and apply again. But I didn't have to do that because 2 weeks later, I got a phone call. It was a Thursday night, 7:15. I was watching Top of the Pops. And they said, are you sitting down? Get yourself a drink. You've got the job. And that was the start of my career. And I started off as a rep, you know, and I worked my way all the way to the top through hard work, you know. And when I did leave Thomas Cook 5 years ago, I resigned from Thomas Cook. I'd won more awards than any other overseas destination manager. And I'm really proud of that. That's because I worked with fantastic teams. You're only as good as your team. But, you know, I told them my story, because if you want something, really want something, put everything into it and don't let any knockbacks, any failures knock you back. So I was doing that, traveled the world, worked in some fantastic countries, met a lot of fabulous people, because when you're a representative, when you're a manager overseas, you know, you're not just in an office, you're contracting, you're being, you know, you're setting up new hotels, you're implementing new structures, new excursions, you know, new destinations. It's so much you have to do, dealing with emergency situations. You know, you're a jack of all trades, really. So that has given me, I think, the skills to do what I'm doing now, because I did that very successfully. And, you know, I'd say the last 10 years, if you went to get a job with Thomas Cook, you had to ever be sort of A-level degree standard. When staff used to say to me, Kat, what degrees have you got in life? I've got one in life, you know? And it is, you don't, as long as you're caring, if you've got a job to do, do it wholeheartedly. Don't do it, just don't try your best, do more than your best. And I've still kept and adopted that attitude now, even with my new business. You know, every day, even now as I'm in lockdown, at the end of the day, I'll say to myself, could I have done more today? Would I employ myself today? And if I say no, I wouldn't employ. Why? Question yourself. You know, I'm an hard grafter, but I'm fair. And it was the last 16 years I was based in Italy. I only went for one season. I was just going to do one season, because prior to Italy, I was in the Caribbean. I was running the Caribbean for Thomas Cook. And unfortunately, I had a very bad experience, a near-death experience, which necessitated them sending me home. I was off work for 4 months, and I thought I'll do one more year overseas. I thought they would send me to Spain because I speak Spanish. No, they said Italy. I went, Italy? Okay, I'll go. I went, going to go for one year. I ended up spending 16. I met my partner there. He was one of my managers, because I went there as a manager. Then I progressed to be the regional manager. So I had 8 gateways. So I looked after all of Italy. And Soren, my partner, was one of the managers based in Tuscany. Right. So for 2 years, we kept it sort of quite private, very secret. You know, we didn't tell anybody, because it was like, no, it's, you know, it's not on. But then as we become more and more serious, we told the powers that be, and they just gave us their blessing. And then he moved down to the south in Sorrento with me, and he worked with me. And then we had our children. In 2006, I was 45 years of age. I didn't even like kids. I still don't. No, I'm joking. but yeah, they're a blessing. Nico and Luca, they're 13 now, and they've been brought up in Italy. Their first language was Italian. But what I was seeing in Italy was my enthusiasm for the job was not as exciting as what it was because things were changing, people were changing. Don't get me wrong, I loved the job, loved the customers, the agents, but I found staff hard. They just wanted an easy ride, and it wasn't about that. You know, the last 2 years, in fact, I was saying, no, we're here. We're not in some of the other destinations where patting. You know, we're in a very cultured destination. And I got to where I was waking up thinking, oh God, I wonder what I'm going to be doing today. Because all I was doing was action plans, dismissing people, and I wasn't enjoying it. And I'd got involved with a network marketing company to do with skincare, and I was absolutely loving that when I was going out and about and talking to agents and clients and customers. They were saying to me, you look good for your age. I went, oh, it's my wrinkle liner. What's a wrinkle liner? And I was explaining about this product I was using. Oh, I won't mind one of those. I said, oh, well, put my number in, you'll get 40% off, you know, don't pay the prices. And I was making money without me even realising, because I was enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
And it was in 5 years ago, I came home at Christmas, and my mum's, because we always used to come home for Christmas, always, for 6 weeks. We came back to Hull, and my mum said, this Avon you're doing? I said, it's not Avon, Mother. I mean, nothing wrong with Avon. I said, it's age lock. She said, well, what do you want me to do with this? And I'd opened a separate bank account, and I'd earned a bit of money, and I thought, oh. So I turned around to my partner and I said, I'm going to resign. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you. I said, I'm going to.
Whenever someone goes to resign, I come out in allergies.
Yeah. Well, I said, I'm going to resign. And he went, oh, Kat, you've had a long season. You know, I had people taking drugs. I had someone trying to kill themselves. We had things that shouldn't have been happening. And I just said, no, life's for living. You know, you get one shot at this, you know. And when people say you only live once, I say, no, you only die once. You've got loads of opportunities to live life to the full. And I wasn't doing that. So I said, I'm going to resign. So I called my director and he said, you need a holiday, Kat. Have a holiday. Don't do anything in haste. You've worked for the company for all these years. Don't throw it away. But I went on holiday. I still wasn't happy when I came back. I said, no, if I can earn this money in 2.5 years, what could I do if I was doing it full time? So I resigned, gave 3 months notice, stayed in Italy for 6 months, but I realised my Italian wasn't fluent enough to be able to explain about the science behind the skincare, the products. And I had to have a license to do a facial. So I came back to Hull. And as I came back to Hull, I was up against lots of negativity, especially around people close to me, like your family, your friends were saying, Kat, you're mad leaving that great job. Because I was on a well-paid job. I said, but it's not about that, it's about my happiness. And they were saying, but you're doing this and it's expensive. I said, but compared to what? You have Botox. This is not Botox. This is a fraction of the price. So I was up against all these obstacles. But I thought, right, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to study this even more and more. So I self-funded myself for 3 years, non-stop studying. And then I started doing it on friends, family, started off in the kitchen, and now I've got my own salon, never advertised at all. I've got over 162 clients, never advertised at all. They're all been referrals, and I've got a big retention, you know. And I've never ever looked back, because I came back and I thought, wow, I'm loving this. But what I did have is a safety net. I decided to set up a travel franchise. So that's why Top Cat Travel came about. And my partner said, well, I leave Italy. He came 10 months after me. And he said, I'll sit the same course as you. We'll do it together. And we've got something to, you know, if it all goes tits up, basically, with your skincare. but it hasn't. So what I do, I'm the voice, we've both got over 60 odd years of experience working overseas. He's a skier, is everything into sports. He loves, is fluent in languages. We specialise in Italy, that's our niche. And weddings, because he used to do all the weddings for overseas for Thomas Cook. So we thought, we've got something here that we can work together. So he does all the back office, all the computer work, and I do all the chatting to people about holidays. So I do that in my salon if people are looking for holidays, because whatever Jet2, Thomson's, Virgin can do, we can do. So why not come to us? But I'm loving doing my salon. And if anybody ever says, you're in your mid-50s, you'll be retiring soon, you've got a dream, fulfill that dream. Don't listen to anybody stopping you, those naysayers, because I've got a why, and my why is to be so successful that my father and my mother will be there with me when I'm getting my awards, the big awards. She did it. You didn't believe in me, did you? But I've done it. So that's my why, and I've got to do it because they're getting on. So that's why every day I'm getting closer to my dream of getting my spa, with my indoor pool and my healthy cafe and my 6 holistic treatment rooms. I'm dreaming big. Yeah. People say, oh, she's a dreamer. No, our dreams are there to come true, but you've got to work at it. It's all about focus, determination. And, when you're in bed at night, I'm still working, I'm still swatting. I've done 6 courses since I've been in this lockdown.
I was going to ask about that, because obviously you're in 2 industries there which have pretty much overnight just been put on pause, and so and no one knows for how long. So obviously, with a lot of people, that creates a lot of time on their hands, and especially for you being in an industry where you can't serve your clients currently. So how have you adapted to that? How's the past few weeks looked for you?
Well, I've come off social media. I know everyone says stay on social media.
Yeah, you're heading in the opposite direction. Right?
I've gone the opposite. It's like, do the opposite, because I found that social media, your first couple of days in lockdown, it was like you was on holiday. I'm loving lockdown at the moment because I'm getting so much done. I've realised how disorganised I've been and what I should have been doing. But one of my time wasters was just surfing the social media platforms, and it wasn't giving me value, and I thought, if I come off this because it's giving me low energy, I won't see my customers. Yeah, I will see my customers because I'll pick up the phone, I'll go in my car, I'll ring them. I'm outside, I'm just there to wave to you. Do you know what I mean? I've done that. I've done it. I'm not going near them. I'm hand delivering personalised notes to them. I'm sending them care packages. Even I went on Saturday, I went to one of my customers. She comes every month. Husband comes to me as well to get his feet done. And so what I did, I sent her a little care package. And inside this care package, there was all different little samples of treatments. I put a face mask. I put a wellness book, because I bought a lot of books from Mind. So you're giving something back to that charity. I bought quite a few of these little books, and I put it in this little bag, a really nice fancy bag. And with a personalised card, thanking her for a loyalty and appreciating her coming to me, because no one sees me. Bill, I'm in my garden. I've got a 14 by 12 log cabin, so no one sees me. So I've got to stand out in other ways. I'm not on the high street, so I've got to stand out, so I've got to do more than the ordinary, and I think that's the key to success, by what you're doing with clients. But with a husband, I got him a toiletry bag because he loves going away. I got him some deodorant. I got him some soap. I put him a flip-flop keyring. I got him a luggage tag, and I put them in a little card. I put them in the bag, and I put a card, and I put, it's called Lee. I put, I didn't want you to feel left out. I know you love your travelling and the good things in life. So there you go. And a couple of little sample. It was Florida, because he should have been going to Florida this which I get these for nothing because we're in travel. You know, if you book up Florida with me, we give you a little book. So I put that in, and Kat, you know, and these little things go a long way. So that's how I'm connecting to my clients, and not seeing you on social media, although I think I've been drawing attention to myself because I'm getting quite a few messages. Kat, are you okay? We're missing you. We're missing your positivity, you know, quotes and statements in the morning. We're not seeing you anymore. Are you okay? So I need to get on now, because now I feel as I'm getting on top of myself during this lockdown.
Yeah, it's all about from your point of view, as I see it, serving your clients, but it's not about a monetary return. It's about doing the right thing and doing more. It almost how you would treat a relative, as opposed to how most businesses would treat that client relationship.
Absolutely. But the thing is, your clients are your best and most important assets, you know. And I was on a webinar because what I have realised on this lockdown, there is so much support out there, and it's opening my eyes to wow, you know, and getting involved in these webinars. And I went on one to do with finances, because that's one of my very weak areas, is finances and computers. And it wasn't about, you know, putting your finances in order and looking after your assets. And people was on about stock and money, and I'm thinking, well, what about your clients? They're your best asset. And nobody said it, and I had to say it. I had to say, but my assets and my clients, you know.
Yeah.
And they are. Without them, I'd be nothing.
I think it's an incredible testament as well that you said 162. Like I imagine that you can picture each and every one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know what I do? I have these little post-it notes, and if I get anybody new, what I do, so you send me someone, you recommend it, we would, because your wife's got a salon, but you send me someone, I put a personalised electronic board in the front of my salon. So as you're coming down my path, it says Top Cat Wellness welcomes Phil to the man cave. Enjoy your treatment. Wow, that's the first wow. And
yeah.
Like, whoa, do you know what I mean? It's little things like this, and then they come in. Instantly, I make them feel at ease. And we always have, you know, 10, 15 minutes talking. We'll have a drink. I'll get them to fill out the client card. And then I'll get to know about them, because it's not just about a treatment, Phil. It's about the whole experience. It's got to be memorable. How can I leave footprints in their minds? You know, do you know what I mean? And for me, when they're telling me things, I've got to remember for the next time they come. So what I do when they leave me, I always leave again 20, 25 minutes in between each client. I get my little notebook, and on my notepad, and I put what we've discussed. Sort of, you know, Phil, Vicky, 2 kids, and I put that. So when they're coming back, I'll say, how's Vicky? Oh, did she get that job? Oh my God, you remembered, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, it's those little things that go a long way. Yeah,
amazing. And you imagine if every business treat you that way when you not just walk through their door, but when you weren't actually with them, you know, that what
you've got to. I look at things, Phil, how would I like to be sort of treated? Because, you know, we're in a saturated industry for both travel and wellness. You know, Bella's Boutique, you've got so many. How can you stand out? You've got to stand out. You've got to have something unique about you, and, you know, have a niche. You know, my niche is problematic feet. I'm not a podiatrist or chiropodist, but I can work on feet, and that's why I put my before and after pictures on my social media, and that's why none of my family follow me, because all they see is fungus feet in the morning. And I specialise with skin, you know, with anything to do with anti-aging, acne. I love anything like this. So I'm finding my own niche now. So I'm specialising not in, you know, doing nails. I do nails, but that's not my niche. So I'm not only sort of making that customer feel special and doing the little things by adding that value, because it's about adding value, isn't it? Not monetary value, but all these little things. But it's also doing something that nobody else has got. I'm using a product line nobody else in Hull is doing. I'm a Foot Logic practitioner. There's nobody else in Hull, to my knowledge, from last week. That's you know. So if you're standing out there, you know, you're raising your game, really, aren't you?
Yeah, of course, of course. Obviously, an avid learner, hungry for learning and developing and learning more. What resources have you got for our audience with regards to any of the learning that you've done that could help, like, business owners maybe connect with their clients or get through this time?
I think you need to connect to people who's in your industry. You know, I've connected to a couple of coaches. You know, they've been doing webinars. I've done a couple of sort of free courses now. I got my certificates here. You know, anybody in the wellness, this was free. COVID-19, sanitation, sterilisation, hygiene in the salon, that was all free. You know, I would never have known about this. And that was with a beauty industry approval. I can give you these links. And
oh yeah, brilliant. And then we'll put them in the notes of the episode.
Yeah, and I'm finding people are doing a lot of courses and they're not charging you, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So you're upping your game. I'd say everybody should be saturating themselves and immersing themselves in these courses, because once we're up and open, you're not going to have time to do this, are you? And it seems that I'm doing all my studying and learning in my late 50s because I didn't do it when I was at school.
Well, you were in Tuscany having your retirement, weren't you, first? And now you've come back to do the work.
Yeah.
So
I would say we've got an opportunity. We've got a canvas and it's blank, and we can start now from the very beginning. And I did this a few weeks ago. I was talking to someone. I was saying about opportunities. You know, we've got them here. And I said to a friend of mine, I said, just write this down, because we're talking about opportunities. And I'm going to ask you to do the same now. And I'll ask the audience to do it. Just write Right, so we're talking about opportunities. I want you to write NOWHERE. What does that say?
I'm going with now here.
But you know, when people say they're nowhere, they're here now, here. Opportunities are here. You grab them, you know. Start planning, preparing for a big comeback. You know, no matter what's happened in the past, do it now. Go for it. You can start again. Learn from your mistakes. And just...
Absolutely. I mean, it's all about mindset, isn't it? It's about how you frame something, what pair of glasses you wear. We have a thing in our house. I've got three kids, and my eldest one is 10 years old. And when he has a difficult time at school, we talk about putting a label on the event, on the thing, and he can choose which label, a happy one or a sad one. And I was given the opportunity to look at the same event that he was struggling with a more positive mindset, and the opportunity to see something that's on the good side of it. He might have learned something. He might have developed into something. He might have grown in some way. And as soon as we start discussing it and really just offer a different pair of glasses to look it through, it's amazing how many times he changes from having a sad label to changing to a positive label and being able to tackle that thing with a different context. And I think it's really relevant right now, especially for business owners, when I mean, your industry, probably more so than many industries, stopped overnight. Everything that was planned and booked in came to a halt. And it's also potentially going to be one of the last industries to reopen because of the social distancing and the safety measures and things.
Yeah.
But yet still you're able to find that positive label, that positive pair of glasses, see the opportunity, see that it's now here, and really just, as Gary would say, crush it.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Which
now's the time, isn't it? Now is
Absolutely.
the time. And as I say, you know, you can, like you've just said, look at it, oh God, you know, there's no money coming in. What do I do? I've never been so busy. You know, I've got so much still to do. I've got to sort my website out. You know, I've not put any of my awards on there, my treatments. You know, it's been the last sorting out printing leaflets. You know, I need to get my finances in order because I've always worked in the business, not on it. Now I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And sorting out my house, you know, my cupboards, things that I've not done for a long time. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a horrible house or a scruffy house or anything, but it's like, no, I'm doing these now. I've just got 5 big bags for Dove House, you know, clothes I've never worn for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm clearing my mind and reading and absorbing energy. Yesterday, I did 7 hours of studying on webinars, you know, telephone calls, and then doing the studying. And then I have to write all my notes down and things because I'm a slow learner. I don't just get it straight away, you know. And then I've got, like, in my book, Whoever Rang Today, what did we discuss? And then I've got, like, my column. Oh, it's my book's in there. I've got, like, a book with all my clients' names on, the day I've called them, what we discussed, the follow-up, and I'm doing that. I'm going through all my lists. So, yeah, I'm really, really busy. And I think I can sit down and just do nothing, or I can get up and think, wow, I'm gonna really go for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I mean, obviously we could talk about business and learning and things for a long time. But before we wrap up, you obviously read a lot, and I know we touched on this before the interview. Have you got any books or any authors or any people that have like inspired you and that you could recommend their books or YouTube videos or anything like that you've come across?
I think I've got, like you, I've got loads of books, absolutely. And I didn't read my first book till I was 27, believe it or not. And now I can't get enough. But it's all self-development.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even watch telly. It's all, if it doesn't add value to my life, no. You know, I've got a special telly, well, it's not special telly, I've just changed my TV so I can get YouTube in my bedroom now, you know, so I can educate myself.
Yeah.
But I think there's 2 books that I really absolutely loved because they've got really good stories, and I changed after I read them. And it's not The Secret, although I love The Secret. I live by The Secret. And I've got a story about The Secret, but that's probably for another broadcast. Was Darren Hardy, which was The Compound Effect. And that's making small steps, 1% improvement from day to day, and watch how your life changes. And the other one that I thought was fantastic, because we're living in an evolving world, was Change. And that was Who Moved My Cheese?
Who Moved My Cheese?
Yeah, that's a great little book. So they're 2 really good books that I absolutely love. And I've got about 6, 7 skincare books now on feet. Yeah, which probably won't be of interest to you. But
Very niche.
Yeah. And like Soren, my partner, he's just doing webinars all the time. So he's got a really nice job because, you know, it was on about it. There was Cuba the other day. So he's doing all this, can't book holidays or anything like that. But again, you've got all the resources out there. In your group, in the business lockdown, that is fantastic for all the resources that you're giving us. Wow, and I love how you put all the links down as well, because I've been following a few people now, you know. So thank you for that. I'm just loving the business lockdown.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, it's a pleasure to do this, and it's lovely to see conversations and support happening between multiple members within the group. Just as the cross pollination happens, it's just there, and that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason to be here, just to provide value of some description, and hopefully help people maneuver their way through this period, and then on into the future. I mean, we don't plan on stopping. Obviously, when lockdown stops, we want to keep the serving continuing. So so where can people find you? How can they get hold of you? For any advice on feet, skincare, travel, education, learning.
I've got my website, topcatwellness.co.uk, which I need to update because I've not really updated it, and it's a lovely site. The guys have really done a good job there. And I've got Top Cat Travel. Everything's Top Cat in it. Don't even like cats, and I've not got an ego. Do you know what I mean?
But cat with a K though, right?
Cat with a K, yeah, cat with a K. I'm on Instagram with Top Cat Wellness, Top Cat Travel, and Facebook as well. Facebook and Twitter. I've just got onto Twitter, which I'm quite enjoying. The only platform that I've not really got onto yet, and I need to, because my sort of client avatars are professional people. Do you know what I mean? And that's the platform that I really need to get into, because a lot of people on LinkedIn are professional. They're in jobs, they look after themselves, they like to go on holiday, and so they're the type of clients that I need to be working on. And yeah, brilliant.
That's great. Kat, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm sure we'll be speaking to you again in the future.
Can we do it again?
Yeah,
I've still got loads more stories to tell you.
We'll let James in on the next one as well.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you for everything you're doing, because I love the business lockdown, and I will keep adding people, because we need to get more and more people. If everybody was on it now, because it's 493 people, I think there was, last time I looked.
You're better with the stats than me.
If everybody added 10, 15 people of their network, all like-minded people, wow, it would be the channel to go to.
Yeah. And
that if I can help you, then I'm going to help you.
That's very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Until next time.
Yeah. Thank you. Take care. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Business Lockdown.
Please comment, like, share and subscribe to help build our global community.
We look forward to seeing you all soon.